Great.
Thank
So
you, sir.
tell me, do you have any other ongoing projects?
Okay, yes. So we launched my Naija Food Bank on the 1st of July 2022. Was when we
Okay.
started Naija Food Bank, and it was born out of a passion to really tackle the food insecurity in Nigeria. The work we're doing in Church on the Street, we realized that we couldn't scale it. The model we had come up with was not scalable at the level we wanted. So we needed an independent structural system that will allow us blow up the work we're doing. And food insecurity is something I'm very passionate about. I don't know if you know what it means to go to bed hungry, Mr. Ekene. Maybe you probably will not remember.
Well,
Yeah.
I grew up in my grandparents and my uncles were local farmers. Okay. But in my community, they were very successful farmers. So fortunately, I have never
experienced
hunger, even though I was born in the village.
Yeah. So food insecurity is a huge challenge, Mr. Ekene. So I talk about the work we do in the IDP camps a lot because it's formed the crucible for many of the conversations that I have, whether it's with people on LinkedIn are reaching out all over the world who want to just engage in a conversation. In November, I don't know if you've seen that documentary. If you haven't, I probably will send you the link to YouTube where you can watch the documentary of the last community work we had in Banye State.
Please send it. I want to watch it.
I met two twins, Joseph and Jonathan, 6-month-old babies. Their mother couldn't create breast milk. The rib cage of these babies could hold water. Their stomach was bloated. Their neck was very lean. These kids were what you call most at-risk children. And there were just 2 out of 11,000 children in that camp.
Wow.
What did we do? What did I do? I knew I couldn't even express. The first night was like, please, we need to put the story out there quickly. We need to get as much help and support. To the glory of God, we're able to get people who jumped in on it. And right now, the babies are doing very well. The family's doing very well. The mother is healthy. Medically, they are doing very well. But then you ask again the question, like, what are we currently doing? So I started my Naija Food Bank 1st of July. The idea is we want to close the food insecurity in Nigeria. We call ourselves the first mobile food bank for low-cost schools. I'm passionate about education. How do we marry education and food security for children? There are children that I'm telling you that they have a passion to learn, but because they wake up every morning, they have to go and find a way to fend for their families, and they have to throw school away. So we don't have that resources yet, but it's my dream, it's my passion, and it will happen, where we're going to be able to identify schools in rural communities, where we're going to be able to adopt children who we know very well that we can marry them into our feeding program. And the idea is not just to provide food for them. The idea is to increase their retention rates in school. One in 3 in 5 children in rural communities don't stay in school because of hunger. So what if we can intercept that gap and then introduce what you call after school clubs or weekend classes, where we can begin to teach these children things about leadership, teach these children things about career development, teach these children things about, like, what's your passion? We've gone beyond from the traditional route of becoming medical doctors, lawyers. As great as these professions are, the world is evolving, it's turning into a global village. How do we begin to introduce things like STEM education to these children in rural communities? So the vision for my Naija Food Bank is where education meets food. So it's a recent project we currently have now, and we are doing a pilot with the IDP camp here in Abuja, where they have a dilapidated primary school there, where children learn from the window. They use a blackboard. There is no roof. They don't even have chairs inside. And what we're trying to say is, how do we crowdfund, create a system where these children can learn? And in order for that stuff not to be ruined, train educators inside the IDP camp who can now lead the project even when we're not in the picture, and they can teach the children. We can just come and monitor and evaluate the project. So that's what we're currently working on. And for anyone who's listening, who's passionate about education and looking to help, I'll be more than happy to get on a conversation with you.
Wow. See, there are so many things we need to do in Nigeria and the rest of Africa. So many things. So people like yourself have a lot of work to do. I hope our governments would do their own part, okay? Because yes, you are non-profits are trying to cover some of the things that the governments cannot do, but the work of non-profits like yours is minuscule to the work that the government can do. Okay. I just hope our governments will play their own part so that they can leave the smaller bits for you guys to follow up with and make the society a lot better, you know. Yeah.